Hello guys, how are we doing? Today's video is going to be a bit of a tips and tricks guide on how to perform well and how to get a dub while solo queuing, because I know if you guys are like me, I solo queue quite a lot and it can be quite difficult, especially when your teammates aren't exactly doing the smartest things. So as I go through this gameplay, it's going to be basically me just saying, what I'm doing to enhance my, chances of winning the game or winning the gunfight. Um, Things like that. So yeah, the gameplay itself is a banger. I drop over 50 kills and die 21 times, I think it is. So it's solid. I'll get a good amount of heal time, and yeah, I think it's a pretty good one to use. The gameplay itself was recorded on Twitch, so I streamed on Twitch a couple of days ago, which is why you hear my comms every so often come out above the gameplay, so I do apologise for that. But I've snapped it straight from Twitch, which is why it's a bit grainy as well. Unfortunately, you can only export Twitch at 1080p, whereas usually my videos are about 1440p. So, bit of a shame. The video quality is not quite as good, but hey, it's from a stream, so hey, what can you say? So, moving straight into it, P1 Tuscan. The first thing I would say is know the map and what guns to have on each map. So for example, Tuscan here, it is really ideal to have 2 ARs and 2 subs. So I spawned in, look around at my teammates, what are they using, and I used something different. So I think they were using AR, so I thought I'd choose my MP40. So it's a bit of a sub gameplay, which is quite nice, because I don't usually do sub gameplays anymore. I'm usually an AR bloke, but that's soon to change. Right here, it's a bit of a sticky situation because they've currently got hill, and I'm just trying to do my best pulling them off spawn. Because we're spawning in the back, and we've got back spawns, they will all be spawning like mid-map, that sort of area, so they're going to be running through church or coming through green, that sort of area. So that's what my goal was there. I was trying to just deter them from the spawn and hoping my teammates would, kill them off hill. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, my teammates weren't exactly winning their gunfights on the hill. And when they were, they just had someone else to trade it, and it was just one of those sort of situations. So I didn't feel like I was helping too much out there. I get a lucky 2-piece there, although I think I only counted as 1 kill. Another tip I would say is always be aware of where your teammates are. You guys should be using the minimap anyway, and when you're solo queuing, knowing where your teammates are looking means, helps you know where you should be looking.
Stop shooting.
Yeah, I choked that kill. I choked that kill. So I'm spawning P1, which means they're going to be spawning sort of tiles or the roof sort of area. And this bloody window, what am I seeing? They're getting just good time here because Vanguard isn't the best game. Yeah, should have read that. So that was a dumb play by me. But hey, we live and learn. We live and learn. So I'm conscious of the time. Now, what I see a lot of people doing is not adapting their gameplay once they stick to it. They stick to what they know and they just go with that. So from the hill, the one hill we did own, which was P2, we had spawns for. I was sort of aware we didn't have teammates committing to getting the enemies off the hill and getting hill time. So my head right now is thinking, right, I need to be the guy that either gets on hill or has that really impactful gameplay close to the hill so my teammates can get onto it, because as you can see, teammates are just running off time. We're leaving spaces open, so I'm just playing quite passive, really just trying to play my life. That's the biggest thing. Worst thing to happen is the enemy gets time. That's essentially what loses you this game. So in order for that to not happen, you've just got to kill them off. I know it sounds obvious, but it might take you stepping off the hill for a few seconds so the enemies don't know where they are, where you are, and then killing them that way. That's what I'd say. If you stay in alive and you're killing them off the hill, that is far more beneficial than committing to the hill and dying and then they get a chunk of time. You're not kill whoring if you are getting them off the hill. It just gives your teammates a chance to regain towards the hill, help you out a bit, hop on with you when the time is ready. But until that point, until you've got teammates around you to be able to hop on the hill, you really want to be focusing on just getting them off, if at all possible. Bit windy shots there. So P5 Tuscan, this hill is one of the hills where it may be more beneficial to have 3 subs out, because obviously the whole hill is in a room and everything's fairly close range.
You guys watching?
And again, I'm sort of aware of the teammates. They're in the hill. Got a guy here. We've got and two teammates are down, so they're spawning in. And again, just trying to be that impactful player, trying to contest where possible, that sort of thing. So my teammates are doing the good thing here in rotating. Which is good, which is a good thing to see. It's an obvious hill to rotate to, and with the worst thing on this hill I see when you solo queuing is the setup you have. You've got people looking the same way, you've got people not looking at certain areas. So at this point in time, I am literally flicking my eyes from the middle of my screen to the mini-map, seeing what's missing. At that point, I noticed that someone wasn't really watching mid, like they were watching you, but they let people get through mid, which means people can flank. So I thought, you know what, let me help out there. And I died, so it didn't really work. So because you're by yourself, any damage you can get off with a grenade first is better, because it means your chances of winning that first gunfight are going to be high because they're going to be weak.
20 seconds, lad. No point.
Teammate was streaking a hill with 10 seconds left, so you know what? 10 seconds is 10 seconds. It'd make us draw. And this is the part I'm like sort of concerned about. Like we've got spawns here. There's 10 seconds on time, and no one's rotating. I was the only one actually there.
Still look fucking old.
So it's the sort of setup where you need people. See, I keep screwing up here. I play well certain times, and just other times I don't. It's just one of them things. So we're in a similar situation to the first time we were on this hill here, and I thought, you know what, let's try and help my teammates out. Hit time, and then he's just sat under ladder, which is a good play to him. I just didn't read it. It was a hard read. I just didn't know he was there. So we've got no one sort of watching green or ramp. We've got someone watching plat, and someone on the hill going back alley sort of thing.
Man.
So I'm really trying here. I'm getting as much damage as I can done. We've got an AR who doesn't seem to be trying to touch hill. Just one of them things, isn't it? Right, in the back here, the obvious place to sit is obviously behind the wall. But I tried not to do that because, you know what, I've got a sub. I don't want to be taking on the gunfights.
No one front.
So spawning in tiles at the moment, which means they're going to be spawning P1. They could come through fire, they could come through the mid-cut. But that's perfect. That's 3 waves we've got to watch, and there's 4 players, so that should be a doable thing. But unfortunately, we're just losing the gunfights there. So I know there's a guy in mid-cut here who fell, and I'm just sort of trying to check where they might be coming from. I had a feeling they'd be coming from mid-map or P1 sort of side, and I was right. I just got the timing wrong.
Bro, what are my team doing?
So, as I say again, there's 10 seconds left. The next hill is church, and my teammates are all old. Like, this is where it's important to play your life, which is exactly what I'm trying to do here. If I die, the enemy team definitely get free heal time here. There's no chance of a pinch because they're going to know where we're coming from. I stay alive a little bit. They might get a little bit of heal, but my thoughts were we could push from the back, get a pinch set up. But you know what? That's just the thing. It's one of those annoying circumstances where your team literally... We've lost that hill because the team didn't rotate. They were pushing all with 10 seconds left. So it's my responsibility to just try and win a couple of gunfights in or around the hill to free up the time to get the teammates over. I shouldn't have egoed that. That was silly of me. It's a gunfight I'm rarely winning.
Lads, come on.
Right, it's 15 seconds left. There's 15 seconds left at the hill. I'm really hoping my teammates rotate, and look at that. They do. They learn from their mistakes. Happy days. I think last hill here we had a really good hold, so I know my teammates should be able to do a successful hold on this hill. It's a very sub-heavy hill, and thankfully I'm using the sub, so I don't really have a problem trying to fend them off here. I trust my gun skill somewhat. But I just get shot in the back. That's just another case of a teammate not, you know, we're all watching the same direction. It's just one of them things. So again, I'm not stupidly challenging anything, because at the end of the day, if I die, it's left down to my teammates. And if you know you're better than your teammates, it's your responsibility to stay alive, do as much damage as you can, and at the end of the day, try and make them not get as many points as possible. That's essentially your job. Don't get me wrong, there are some occasions in which the teammates you're playing with are better than you, which happens to me all the time. There's some games I have absolutely shocking games. I need to get carried slightly, that sort of thing. And in which case you just got to do your best. But in the times where you are clearly the best person on the team, and you know you are trying to
push that shit, I'm lost.
You know, really do well as a team. You've just got to play your life and do as much impactful damage as you can. Now, we had 2 teammates on hill. My guy was just spawning in, so I thought, you know what, let's pick up mid. But strangely enough, the whole of the enemy team just pushed front. So I've got to be going huge here.
I don't know, I'm planning on getting milk though.
I could ego chow this guy, but I know I've got... Our teammates died before their teammates died, which means I'm going to have reinforcements before they do. So we held it off for long enough. We didn't quite get the last 2 scrap time of the hill, but we moved to P2. We're fully here. We've got a good setup here. We've got a guy Platt who unfortunately lost his gunfight, but this is what I'm doing here. I'm instantly replacing him. Now we're at the point in the game where we need 10 seconds. They need 14. I can't die, because by the time I die and get back to kill, it will be too late. One of us would have either won or lost. So really, it's my responsibility to here play my life, you know, be annoying, be that player, and we finally get the dub. So I go 51 and 21 with 2 and a little bit minutes on hill. I think it's a solid game. If you have any questions about solo queuing and what you can do to, you know, prevent losing on solo queuing, I hope this has helped. But if you do have any more, drop a comment down below and I'll answer your comments. As always, I've got another banger coming up on Gavutu, which I hope you guys would look forward to. It's an AR gameplay on Gavutu coming up. But yeah, stick around to the channel and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.